Hey there guys, welcome back to Cop Talks and another video. So today's video I know is coming a little bit late. It's been an insanely busy couple of 2 weeks for me. It's just been nonstop. So I wanted to start things off with probably one of the more interesting things that have, been going on in my in my life. And that's the interaction that I recently took part in with the superintendent of our local school district. So I'm not going to explain too much. I'm just going to go ahead and play a portion of the body camera footage here.
But you have an active shooter, and all my people are out, coming out of the school, and you have reason to believe, apparently you're sitting up here in a vehicle with AR-15s in your lap, and I've got kids walking by y'all. Is that standard practice? If I called Sergeant with the Rangers and ask him if that's standard practice, is that standard practice?
Sir, if you would like to call him, go right on ahead.
I'm going to.
Go ahead, sir.
I think y'all's tactics are irrational.
That's fine, sir.
I think you're irrational.
Sir, I don't tell you how to do your job.
I'm telling you how to do your job, and you put my kids in danger.
Am I a threat to your kids?
I don't know that, are you?
Why would you think I'd be a threat to your kids?
I don't know that. You tell me. But I'm saying you're up here with AR-15s in your laps. I have kids coming out of the gym, coming out there, walking by you guys, and neither one of you contacted anybody at this school to let us know what was going on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but you and I spoke as soon as we pulled up.
As soon as you pulled up right there, and that's
yes, sir. And you're a part of a school administration.
Right, and I tried to
So,
call.
sir, your
you
internal.
did not call me.
Sir, your internal communication problems are your problem,
I'm
not
still
mine.
addressing that with you.
That's fine,
Okay,
sir.
I will talk to the mayor about you.
However you feel, whatever you feel you need to do, sir.
But I still think you're irrational, which is going to get somebody hurt.
How do you think I'm irrational, sir? And there's the superintendent.
As you can tell, he was very upset with us being on school property with AR-15s. He mentioned that several times. Accused us of possibly being a threat to the children, and he was going to contact the Texas Rangers, blah, blah, blah. So all of that is well and good, except whenever you add in the fact that we were two uniformed police officers in a marked police vehicle with duty weapons in the truck. To me, that's insane. Okay, so some background. We had an active attacker or an active shooter threat at a neighboring school district, right? It's about 14 miles away. Whenever local and state law enforcement showed up at that school, the shooter then called back, or the caller then called back and said, "Oh, looks like you called the cops. Guess I'll go somewhere else or I'll come back another day." So since we were in close vicinity of that school, myself and my partner decided to hop in our truck and proceed to go up to the school and park in the road in front of the school with a direct line of sight to the entrance and the school bus pickup, because this was right around 3 o'clock whenever all the kids are going home and everything. And, just stand guard in case anything happened. Well, we informed the janitor when we arrived. He was the first person we saw. We then told the high school principal what was going on, what we were doing there. And the superintendent wasn't having none of that. He didn't care that we told them or anything, and he just was pissed that we didn't tell him personally what was going on. And he was calling us irrational, reckless. At one point he did tell us that he was telling us how to do our jobs, which my partner and I kind of did the math. Between the two of us, we have over 25 years of military and law enforcement experience between the two of us. Not to mention, as some of you know, I have a specialization in active attacker and active shooter events. I'm an instructor, a state certified instructor. I also teach it to civilians. I teach it to law enforcement. I specialize in tactics, in firearms training, in strategy for that kind of stuff. Like, literally, I have actually certifications from the same school that superintendent got his doctorate from. So, the gall of this guy to come up and tell us that our tactics are reckless, even though he has never been in law enforcement or in the military ever. And he decides that what we were doing was going to get people hurt. I could understand if that conversation had occurred between, say, a parent that heard what was going on in a neighboring school district and decided to sit in the parking lot with his rifle or shotgun. I can understand the superintendent coming out and saying, hey, I think that's a little irrational. I think it's a little reckless. We got things handled here. And, tell the parent to move on. Saying that to two uniformed police officers who have statewide jurisdiction, mind you, in a marked police vehicle with police weapons in front of the school. And we never stepped out of the vehicle. We never displayed the rifles or anything. I had mine in my lap. My partner had his in his lap. And you could not see them, through the door. They were below the window level there, so you couldn't even see unless you were right up on the truck. You couldn't see them. And we were simply there. There was no direct threat to the school. Apparently, nobody informed this school, and that seems to be a lack of communication between the schools and the local and county, communication on that level. That's not our problem. My job was simply to make sure that everyone was safe and that we were there in case we were needed. That's not good enough for him, apparently. This guy, we've had multiple repeated run-ins with this guy, and I don't know what his issue is, but I can tell you, I've been to one of his emergency planning events for situations such as these. And his strategy basically for any kind of active shooter threat or whatever is they do have 4 or 5 armed teachers, staff members. So, that's a good start. What kind of training they have? I don't know. Nobody knows. His other method of ensuring the safety of the children and whatnot is to basically lock the doors, turn off the lights, and tell everybody to get in a corner. Which that has been proven ineffective and has been replaced, instead of like lockout, lights out, whatever they call it. The new strategy is either, well, it depends on who you talk to, avoid, deny, defend, or escape, barricade, and attack. Right? So you don't want to just sit there and wait for stuff to happen. You want to be preemptive about it. You want to make it a little bit harder for that guy to get to you or whatever. But you know what? I can see how that'd be difficult when you have a boss like this that doesn't even want law enforcement on the premises in the event of a threat. Now, honestly, if something was actively going down, like there was an actual, confirmed threat, or like an active shooter was currently happening, I could give a damn what this guy has to say, and I'm going to do my job regardless. And you know what? He can take me to court afterwards, but until then, he can kiss my ass. But I was speechless, and I can't tell you how angry I was. I was so angry whenever my partner asked him, am I a threat to your children? And he said, I don't know, are you? You're literally going to ask someone who signed up for a low-paying job with shitty hours. I don't really get that many benefits. All the negatives aside, the main reason I even got into this job was to make sure that people were safe and they had a good community to live in, and that they could go about their daily lives without the constant intrusion of crime and other bullshittery. The key thing about that is ensuring people's safety and well-being. And you're going to question that about me whenever you've never even done my job? I get as a school superintendent, you also have massive responsibilities. You're basically in the care, custody, and control of everyone's children that attend your school. I get that. But don't come over and tell me how to do my job. And that was very, very specifically in the definition of my job. It was just insane. I am still kind of recovering from the whole interaction. and it was just, oh gosh, what is wrong with that guy? And anyway, guys, I just thought you'd like that little that little interesting video there. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's been a while since I posted. I'm going to be more regular. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, it's just life happens, and this is not my primary job. In fact, I don't get really any money from this, so, you know, priorities. But anyway, guys, really appreciate you joining me today. If you did like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below. It really helps me out a lot. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff with you guys. If you would, please check out some of my other videos. I got a couple other ones, like quite a few actually. And yeah, stay safe out there. Get good training. If you have a shitty boss, I'm so sorry. I know how it is. Just either try and find a new job, either try and take his job, get a better job, make do with what you can, and push through the day. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.